Hello and welcome to Watch It. Today we're going to count down our latest collection of the best, lesser-known sci-fi movies that fans of the genre will enjoy. This list will focus more on less popular sci-fi hidden gems that everyone who likes science fiction should watch. And we have already made a video about 2020 to sci-fi movies and many more about the best sci-fi movies, so those movies won't be here. Also let us know if we missed any underappreciated science fiction films in the comments. Now let's start the video. Number 10, Carmelink. It is a sci-fi mystery adventure film directed by Jake Wachtel. The story takes place in a futuristic world where technology gives endless opportunities to those with money, while long-time inhabitants of the nation struggle to hold on to their properties. The main plot revolves around Lang Hang, who has dreams of his past life and thinks that technology can bring him closer to unraveling the riddles of a hidden treasure that he feels from his old life as it keeps appearing in his dreams. To save their lands, he sets out to retrieve the gold and teams up with an odd new buddy named Shrelik. But when they come across an unknown individual, things start to go bad, and the frontier of nature and time start to break unpredictably. Although the story is sometimes a little confusing and leaves us with questions, the film has a fascinating sci-fi mystery adventure feel to it. Having said that, it is a unique sci-fi film I have seen in a very long time, and that is what makes it so appealing. Number 9, Oxygen. It is a sci-fi survival thriller directed by Alexander Aya. The movie is about a woman, Elizabeth Hansen, who woke up in a hibernation compartment and has no memory of almost anything, not even who she is or how she got there. As a result, Liz is unable to move or exit the unit, and the condition only gets worse as the pod only has a few minutes of air left now. In order to recover her identity and figure out a way out of this horrific situation, Liz must work with the pod's artificial intelligence because of its gripping atmosphere. This is one of those rare films that draws you in from the first scene itself. Overall, Oxygen is an outstanding sci-fi thriller that captivates its audience with its survival element and the mystery of how Elizabeth ended up in the pod. Number 8, The Frame. It is a sci-fi mystery film directed by Jam and Winans. The story centers on Alex and Sam, two random people whose lives unintentionally overlap. Sam is a brave nurse attempting to rescue humanity while escaping from her guilt, and Alex is a cunning robber operating for a violent organization. Unfortunately, the fabric of time is disrupted, and Alex and Sam's two entirely distinct worlds start to interconnect in an extremely chaotic manner. Together, Alex and Sam must outrun a wicked madman intent on wiping out the universe while racing through a puzzle of a constantly shifting reality. It is a complicated science fiction story that takes some time to get into, but given that it is full of bizarre moments that give the audience a sense of wonder and intrigue, the film has a strange but exciting plot and provides enough suspenseful and action-packed scenes that are really visually stunning and appealing. For a low-budget film, it is a solid science fiction film with an out-of-the-box plot that will have you thinking for a while. Number 7, Life. It is a science fiction horror movie directed by Daniel Espinosa. The focus of the film is on 6 researchers who are on board the spacecraft to examine a specimen brought back from Mars that might contain proof of alien intelligence on the planet. But when the crew discovers that the sample they took from Mars is a massive, single species, their research takes a frightening twist as the crew starts their investigation. It eventually becomes clear that things are not as they appear and start to get worse when their methods also bring unforeseen outcomes, and the life form turns out to be more sophisticated than any of them could have imagined. The idea of astronauts traveling to space and having to engage in combat with an unknown alien species never gets old to us, no matter how many similar movies we watch. This film shares many similarities with other sci-fi alien films, but it also provides a different perspective on the familiar extraterrestrial storyline. It does have an original alien movie feel to it, but who wouldn't want to witness Ryan Reynolds and Hiroyuki Sanada up against the alien life form? Number 6. Space Sweepers. This is the most underappreciated film on our list, which sci-fi fans should give more attention. The story is set in 2092, where space is filled with hazardous floating trash, including abandoned spacecraft and satellites. Earth has become unsustainable, and a new rotating homeland in space is being built by the secret of UTS Enterprise, where only the wealthy are allowed to become residents while others are left on Earth. The main plot revolves around a group of space cleaners employed by UTS, who collect pieces of debris and deliver them to the company for money. Unfortunately, one day while on a regular assignment, the crew finds a child robot named Dorothy, who is thought to be a weapon of massive annihilation wanted by many who want her for their own wicked purposes, being left in a dilemma of whether to return the child for a money deal or to rescue the universe. The crew must make the choice before it's too late. If I had to pick just one sci-fi movie to watch on Netflix, this would be it. It's an awesome movie with a great plot, fantastic visuals, and mind-blowing space battle scenes. Number 5. The Witch Part 2. No, do not go by the name. It is a sci-fi action horror film directed by Park Hoon-young. It is a sequel to the 2018 blockbuster movie The Witch Part 1, The Subversion. The center of the story is an extraordinary young woman who emerges as the lone survivor of a brutal invasion of the testing facility, which contains the top-secret witch experiment. She is saved by strangers who quickly learn the girl is extremely powerful and in severe trouble. However, protecting the girl puts them in constant danger as the killers, entrusted with finding and killing the girl, get closer. Also, there is very little that connects the first and second films, so you can see any film first and still understand and enjoy both. The plot incorporates elements such as superhuman experiments and an organized Asian hunting. It's rogue subject, all of which will remind you of X-Men movies. Overall, Part 2 is a delight for sci-fi and action movie fans and an excellent follow-up to Part 1, which was extraordinary. Number 4. Time Crimes. It is a sci-fi thriller film directed by Nacho Vigalondo. The film follows Hector, an average man who has recently relocated to a brand new home with his wife. On a random day, he spots a girl in the forest one night via his binoculars and decides to go search for her, only to discover the very same girl lying on a hill. He discovers she has been harmed, and while looking into it, he defends himself from a man with a bandage covering his face, who attacks him as he tries to escape. Hector comes upon a research institute where a professor convinces him to stay in a time machine. The madness begins when he travels back into the past for a shorter amount of time and witnesses himself in a sequence of tragedies that had unexpected effects. The next thing you'll witness is a weird time loop in which various incarnations of Hector are seen attempting to prevent the catastrophe from occurring in the first place. If you like sci-fi time travel stories that make you think, don't miss out on this hidden gem. You'll be captivated the entire time by this masterfully written mind-bending tale that is full of intrigue, dark humor, and odd twists. Number 3. The Soul. It is a neo-noir sci-fi mystery crime thriller directed by Chang Wei-hao. The plot revolves around Liang Wenchao, a cancer patient lawyer, and his pregnant wife, Inspector Abo. The central plot begins with the gruesome murder of the owner of an organization researching a revolutionary cancer therapy, and the couple takes on the tricky case. Through their thorough research, they unearth mystical conspiracies and deep connections between the victim's son, his wife, and even his former spouse, who has also passed away. As more information emerges, the scenario grows more complicated, raising the possibility that not all that is visible to the human eye is real. If you're wondering where the sci-fi aspect is, I won't give anything away, because it would be a spoiler, but to lead to a better understanding. This movie is something similar to Minority Report and centers around the Soul Transfer research project. Not only is the movie sci-fi, but it also has a wonderful mix of drama, mystery, and horror, which adds more interest to the overall storyline. Number 2. Upgrade. It is a cyberpunk action film directed by Lee Wan-el. The film takes place in a near-future world where science and new discoveries dominate almost every aspect of daily life. The major plot revolves around Great Race, who becomes crippled and loses his wife during an incident while anonymous men ambush them. His world is flipped upside down. From that moment on, when the police are unable to apprehend the murderers, his rage only intensifies. With no other choice in the desire for vengeance, he agrees to have a revolutionary programming chip implanted, which gives him not just control over his disabled body but also extraordinary power and agility, which he intends to use to take revenge on the criminals who ruined his life. It may sound like a typical vengeance thriller, but the movie has much more to offer. Its futuristic setting and superhero-style action take it to a whole new level. Number 1. Primer. It is a psychological sci-fi film directed by Shane Carruth. The story revolves around two brilliant entrepreneurs, Aaron and Abe, who create and market full-checking technology with the assistance of their colleagues Robert and Philip. The mind-bending story begins when Aaron and Aban intentionally create what they believe to be a time machine, and to confirm their doubt, Abe creates a model that can carry a person and tests the invention. As the two partners get fixated on their discovery, They are forced to face the dreadful effects of their action and its effects on their lives. Simply put, it is a time travel film, and if you liked Interstellar in the Tenet movie, then you are in for a surprise. It is undoubtedly one of the greatest time travel movies of all time. Despite being shot on a small budget, the film is pure science fiction that will blow your imagination and make you search for explanations for just how insane it is. This is only for serious science fiction fans, while those who prefer action, standard sci-fi elements might not enjoy much. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video, and do subscribe our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.